It's a hell of a deal, as they say. I don't know who's saying it. I don't know why they're saying it. But also donuts. Also cheap up donuts. We can get going. Shouldn't bring donuts. But maybe she'll bring donuts next time. Because apparently the rappers are going to be here on the 28th because they were stuck in Texas or something. They're stuck down there with Shane Garrett. Big stuff. I wants to fight Shane Garrett. Which, by the way, but that's a hell of a deal. Who is the head guy at Black Label Magazine?
What is that?
He's a photographer and editor-in-chief, and they are going to be part of Exotica in Portland. BlackLabelMag.com, by the way, is the website. And
I'll talk to him only if he gets me into Vegas this year.
we can't get you into Vegas. He gets you into Portland. Are you into Portland? Are you in for Exotica? Isn't online. Okay, well, we will we'll do this. We will Portland, Oregon. I often refer to it as Portland because it's home of the other white meat. We let's see here. Is Johnny Peitzman online? No, you know who I'm gonna take a shot at? We often on this show just whenever I can't find a guest, I just pull up my Skype list and I just call random people. So let's try a shot at this.
Why not interview me about my interviews last night?
Well, we're gonna do that in another. We're gonna do that in the next segment. This segment was supposed to be Lincoln Lease. Lincoln Lease is nowhere to be found. So I'm shot at Colin, the biggest star in the business. We'll see if he's there.
I can hear breathing.
I can hear breathing too.
Hello, hello.
It's Kenny Bolin, the Star Maker. How are you, sir?
What?
It's Jiggy
Oh, what's going on?
I had a guest that was supposed to be on, but they apparently blew me off. So what I do usually is I'll pull up Skype and I'll just try to find random people. And I thought we need to call the Star Maker. Jay is here.
This is audio only, right? Do I need to brush my hair? Do I need to pretty up?
And you know, I had an old public relations guy years ago that told me, dress up. It's radio.
Whoa, how old was he?
He's like, dress up, put something on nice. It's
I mean,
radio.
was he like 86 or, you know, how 69? How old
69.
was he? You knew he was 69. I knew he was.
I knew he was. Go ahead, Jay. We've got the fabulous Star Maker Bolin with us on Skype audio.
King.
Yes.
What are you wearing?
A pink negligee.
Photos or it didn't happen?
Yeah, I stand in these 13-foot windows I have in my front window and just let the neighbors see how it could be if they lived like I did.
I missed you,
Normally
Kenny.
holding 2 copies of my book, I probably screwed you too.
Oh my goodness.
Who bailed out on you? Who am I replacing?
You're replacing a guy by the name of Lincoln Lease, who has a website. It is a thing called Black Label Magazine, and he is out of Portland, Oregon, and he's going to be
Portland, Oregon. Well, who would choose to live there? First of all.
Well, see, this is my question. Tom Likas, the radio guy, always refers to it as Portland, home of the other white meat.
Yeah, or Portland, Oregon. I've never
Portland, Oregon.
Never known anybody with 2 nickels to rub together that lived in Portland, Oregon.
Wow.
You know,
I think didn't their NBA franchise pack up and move here not long ago?
I think they might have.
I don't know. The Portland Trail Blazers.
Yes.
I mean, you're such a pathetic goddamn state. They can't even come up with a decent name for their basketball team. let me put my pop filter back on my microphone here. I took it off.
Kenny's fired up now.
I'm fired up.
He's always fired up when I talk.
I don't even know if I have any fans in Portland, Oregon. That tells you how pathetic that state is. I don't think they get the YouTube. They don't get the
YouTube. That's right.
Yeah. They think Skype is something you fly in the sky with a string on it.
I thought it was something you catch and yeah.
Well, Kenny Bolin, of course, has the fantastic book "I Probably Screwed You Too," the mostly true stories of Kenny Starmaker Bolin.
They're mostly true. We've estimated at least 92% of the stories are true.
I need to get me one.
Mostly.
And
Lincoln Lease was his name, huh?
Lincoln Lease from
Sure it wasn't Lincoln Leased, and that was describing his IQ?
He must have heard I was coming because he ran.
And into the United States. who also, by the way, was...
Lincoln was always one of my favorite
maybe
presidents.
Lincoln was the savage. Couldn't show up.
Yeah, no, he couldn't show up for his
Or he might
because
have
he
looked
was
in the mirror,
assassinated.
realized he lived in Portland, Oregon, and committed suicide.
The Russians did it. The Russians had something to do with it.
No. The Russians had no need to kill anybody in Portland, Oregon. They're all 3 days away from suicide anyway. They know where they live.
The Russians
Fucking cold, windy, rainy. Your team's called the Trailblazers. What in the fuck you got to live for? That shows you how easy it is to get an NBA franchise. Portland got one.
Well, they're gonna be getting this thing called Exotica, which is like a porn convention.
It's
well,
like
I figured you'd be up on that news.
We need to bring you up to speed.
No one's gonna escape Jiggy on the updated porn news of the day. Where's my biggest fan that never invited me to a sports bar? Where's he at? Is he there today?
No, he is. John is not here today. He's
not from Portland, is he? I'm worried about him.
He might be in Portland getting ready to commit suicide.
Maybe the population's thinning out so bad he's considering moving there.
Well, you know,
if they make
Kenny,
him a good enough deal,
get a little peace and quiet.
You bring up an excellent point about bringing.
Don't I normally? Well, if you follow the contour of your head, you'll come directly to it.
There has been some wrestling organizations that have recently brought in some what they believe to be big stars.
Oh yeah, it happens.
They're getting ready to bring in Sonny Ono.
Okay. You say they? Which organizations?
They're called World Wrestling Express here in a place called Great Bend, Kansas.
I'd like to say I've heard of them, but once again, I'd be telling a lie. So.
I know nothing.
They never draw more than 30 people.
Yeah, let me throw a little Schultz on that. I know nothing.
I know nothing.
I
see nothing.
They promised. They promised to bring in Supermax Hernandez, and he didn't show.
Right. Oh shit. And here I sat doing nothing. I didn't know Supermax was coming to town. Of course, Taco Bell up the street has got a deal, I think, called the Supermax. Like $4.99.
Maybe that's why he couldn't make his WWX book.
About $4.99 if you get up there. Here with my WWE Hall of Fame mentionee ring, just admiring what a piece of
I love that.
And someday,
you think this thing is cheap? This is my ring getting ready to hit the table. Cheer that good God.
Good job.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my goodness.
That son of a bitch got to be worth about $50,000 if it's worth a penny.
Yeah, and how much taxes did you pay on it?
How much taxes did I pay? Same amount Trump did.
Speaking of Trump,
donated $50 to charity, and that passed Trump by $50.
The economy's doing better, Kenny. Are you going to give Trump some credit?
The economy's doing better. It was doing pretty up. Now we're just trying to hang on with all these imports and exports and shutting down the border and closing the wall and fuck you, Mexico. goods and services you send us. Not every month, not every year, every day. $1 billion worth of trade crosses that border, and dumb fuck wanted to close it down. Speaking of dumb fuck, where's that guy I ran off the show last time I was on?
Oh, that guy.
That stupid fucker.
He is.
He blocked me on Facebook.
There is a.
He blocked you just for knowing me, didn't he?
I didn't do anything. I
You
tried to
didn't
get
do
him to
anything.
finish
You
the
did
song,
did
and
know
he
me,
blocked
and that was
me.
enough of a crime in
No.
his eye. He actually showed up and thought he was going to debate me.
Seriously?
That stupid fuck.
He did at your
He
house?
went down.
No.
He went down like
Tex Cobb.
who's mentioned Randall Tex Cobb today?
No
other
one
than
has
me?
mentioned
Randall
Randall
Tex Cobb's family ain't said
First
his name
time
today, and I
today.
did.
His family didn't mention it.
Randall Tex Cobb. Look him up. Google him, you dumb fucks.
He's going to block me on Facebook, and I didn't do nothing.
Randall, I don't think Randall Tex Cobb's.
He's still got a functioning brain cell. He's something else. He's my hero if he can even write his name.
Now, Kenny, fairly
Yeah.
recently, I went
It
to.
bothered me for some fucking reason. What do you want?
Have you ever been to Dyersburg, Tennessee?
I've been there. I had diarrhea. Diarrhea, Tennessee, they call it. Yeah.
Diarrhea, Tennessee. I went
As a matter of fact, there's a rumor going around. Jerry Lawler told me that if he's going to give the world an enema, they would stick the nozzle in Dyersburg, Tennessee.
You know what is ironic? When I went to Dyersburg, Tennessee, I
hope you went because I hear you didn't go before you got there.
I seen a poster that there was going to be wrestling, and Jerry Lawler was going to be on the bill. So we went to the show, and
what year was this?
Last summer.
Last summer.
Last summer.
Yeah.
And-
Well, last time I saw Jerry Lawler in Dyersburg, Tennessee, was 1976.
Well,
Fuck,
he was
came back, huh?
He was there.
That was the night he told the diarrhea joke. If they was going to give the world an enema, they'd stick the nozzle in Dyersburg, Tennessee.
Well, he was a
He told that
face.
joke in 76. He went back, huh?
He was a face this evening.
Maybe he took some X-Lax with him to pass out to the
Oh,
crowd.
my goodness.
Well, he had Bill Dundee in his corner.
Yeah, Bill Dundee retweeted me today, by the way.
Bill Dundee has the blackest hair I've ever seen on a human being.
No, he don't, but go ahead. He's had that black hair also since 76, and he's been getting hate ever since. I hope Bill don't mind me pointing that out.
Oh, my God. And he showed up in pajamas.
That was natural ink on his shoulders on his white jumpsuits.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, when he showed up, Lawler had
Bill ain't on the show, is he? Bill's going to be pissed if he's sitting there.
Lawler had all his gear on, had the crown, he was ready to go, and Bill just came out.
Bill showed up wearing a tracksuit, right?
Bill looked like he was wearing pajama pants.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, one of them gives a fuck and the other one don't.
I don't want to get
You
into
decide
it.
which one.
See, if me and
Oh,
Cornette
so
showed up at a
funny.
show, even though I don't speak to the ignorant fuck anymore, Jimmy would be the one in the ring and all of his gear and everything, and I'd be sitting in the ring in my in the corner in my pajamas. As a matter of fact, me and Bill sat next to each other about 3 years ago when we went to Johnson City, Tennessee. Another enema
hotbed.
another enema nominated city, not Emmy nominated city, but an enema nominated city. And Dundee and I sat beside each other and watched Lawler and Funk, with an average age of 73 years a man, wrestle each other. Lawler threw fire on Funk. Funk's hair caught fire in his face as a shoot. And so when Funk goes to the back, you can hear him in the back, "Oh, son of a on fire!"
fire!
The show was over. It'd been done for 30, 40 minutes, and Funk was still bitching that Lawler set him on fire.
You don't need no water. Let the...
As a matter of fact, Terry Funk, when cutting a promo on Lawler, remember I'm sitting by Dundee, and Terry Funk says, "Jerry Lawler, you're a low-life pedophile."
Yes!
And I didn't realize he was shooting on him.
He was shooting on him. Oh, Jerry Lawler.
Dundee laughed his ass off hearing Funk call Lawler a pedophile, because I know Dundee's been wanting to call him one for about 50 years.
Well, you know who else is on this bill? Eddie Gilbert's brother, Doug Gilbert.
Oh, yeah, Doug won't quit. Doug won't give it up.
Dangerous Doug Gilbert.
I managed Doug Gilbert at that piece of shit show that was running here in Louisville for a while called IWA. I was there for about 6 months. And as a favor to Dennis Corluza, I went down and managed his faction because Dennis got tired of coming here every week. And plus it was getting expensive. So he asked me, as I was working with Nick Goulas in Nashville, being as he knew I was moving up here, if I would take over his team for him. Sure, when I didn't realize what a piece of shit I was going to be working for. So I managed Doug Gilbert. And the funniest story I got about Doug Gilbert is my gimmick at IWA is that I was the chosen one of Jim Cornette. And he had handed his tennis racket down to me, even though I'm older than Jimmy. I was taking over to be the new big man and managing in professional wrestling, which actually did happen. So, Doug Gilbert, we have a bit we're going to do. Ropes. I'm going to be turning around bitching at the crowd, and then I'm blindly going to swing at who I think is Doug Gilbert's opponent, which I think was Flash Flanagan. But there's going to be a reversal, and when I whack Gilbert with the racket, I'm going to hit Gilbert instead of Flanagan. You picture what we're doing?
Yes, yes.
I'm blindly going to hit my own man. So Gilbert in the back, he knows I'm kind of new to this territory. He didn't realize I'd worked for Goulas for so long. He says, now, Kenny, whatever you do, you hit me with every fucking thing you got. Don't you make this look like shit. You hit me with everything you got. Now, remember, I'm 6'1", 275 pounds then, and a hell of a fucking baseball player. I can swing a stick or a goddamn tennis racket if I can't do anything else. And I'm reasonably strong, for my size. And so I said, all right, if that's what you want, sure. They reverse it. I hit Gilbert in the back with that racket with every fucking thing I got. He crumbled like a fucking box of crackers. I thought he was selling. I didn't think the racket hurt him that bad. He literally caved at the rope. And, he goes down and he can't get up. And they pin him right there. They end the match. We get to the back and he says, God damn, motherfucker, you fucking killed me. I said, well, you told me to hit you with everything you had. And the only decent thing Ian Rotten ever did, he says, man, I did hear you say Bolin hit me with everything he got. He says, you can't bitch at him because he hit you with everything he got. But Gilbert was that I'd hit him that hard with that racket, even though he told me to do so.
I think I remember that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I apologize. And Ian Rotten had this great idea one night for me to light my tennis racket on fire and hit him with it.
That's fantastic.
Of course, I said, well, hopefully he'll burn up in the middle of the fucking ring. So I lit it on fire and I hit him with it. And of course, the back of his shirt caught fire and they had to put him out. So
they had to put him out.
Well, I wasn't going to help.
Oh,
I'm the one that set him on fire. So after that, I realized it was time for me to get the fuck out of there. Oh, they wanted me to participate in a King of the Death match that I was going to be managing then, that I was going to be pushed into a tank of piranhas. I said, yeah, I'll be at that show. I'll see you there.
King of the Death match.
Yeah, I no-showed that show and never went to another one. As a matter of fact, I told Sabu was on the show, I said, tell these dumb fucks that I won't be falling into a tank of piranha and that I'll never see them again. So that ended my career with Ian Rotten. Yeah, Bolin, we're going to push you into it. They might nibble on you a little bit, but they don't hurt as bad as you think. I said, well, they ain't going to hurt me at all. You fall into a fucking fish tank of piranha, you stupid fuck.
I'm not going to do it.
I get $125 a night is what I got out of him. No fucking piranha is going to be nibbling at me.
You pulled a Super Mex in Great Bend for World Wrestling Express. You just didn't show up.
Don't show up. No, Super Mex. So I didn't realize what an ultimate disappointment. Maybe he didn't get his trans and his food and hotel money.
Well, I heard that supposedly his plane got grounded, his flight got canceled, and he wasn't allowed to go.
What?
Wasn't allowed to go. That sounds fishy.
That sounds fishy.
Speaking of pedophiles, I wonder what he's got going on. I mean, I'm not making any accusations or anything, but when they don't let you cross the border, something's up.
Well, they've had Sonny
maybe Trump banned him because he thought Supermax was a competitor to Taco Bell.
Banned Supermax.
Could be. See, you guys could have had Lincoln leased, but instead you got me.
We actually traded
Lincoln
up,
leased would have bored you all into suicide by now if he hasn't actually committed suicide himself.
We traded up.
It's my early birthday present to hear your voice because I haven't heard you for 6 months.
Something like that.
Yeah.
You heard me about 4 a.m. this morning. What are you talking about?
According to Lincoln's Twitter page, Black Label Magazine.
Yeah, send me a link to Lincoln's Twitter page.
According to this, Black Label Magazine is the connoisseur's erotica.
That's what you said was like a porn.
Yeah, maybe he's now known as the missing link.
The miss.
I don't know where he's at.
Did he work for Von Erichs in Texas, the missing link?
Yeah, I guarantee Link's probably a Trump supporter, so we ain't missing anything.
But he's in the porn industry. Why would he be a Trump supporter?
Okay.
Trump's not a fan of the porn industry.
Shit, he probably recommends Trump where to go.
Well, speaking
He
of...
probably recruits talent for Trump. What are you talking about?
I met up with old Stormy Daniels.
You know why they call her Stormy? Because she blew Trump so well. Here she blows.
Oh my goodness!
Hurricane-type winds, they said.
Hurricane-type winds.
Hurricane force. We're having hurricane force winds over here today. We're having 70-mile-an-hour winds in Louisville today.
Oh, I'll tell you.
I thought Stormy was in town looking for Trump. I didn't know.
When we were in Vegas, the big news story was they were going to
I saw a couple of your live feeds out there. I chimed in on one or two of them.
They were going to have 5-mile-an-hour winds. Wow. That was the big news story.
They advertised that.
And they were telling people, be careful on the road.
Be careful. Watch your hat. Watch your hat. No, 70 miles over here, the neighbors next to me. See, I live in these big old homes that were built in the late 1800s. And the home next to me is about even 3 times bigger than mine. And mine is a big-ass house. My house is worth $1.7 million. The house next to me is worth about $3.7 million. And that I live in the cheapest house on this street. If this tells you where I live, 1.7 million. I'm the one they throw eggs at. They want me to move. I'm bringing down the property value.
They want you to pack up and get the hell out.
Yeah, they want me to get a real house. So the neighbors over here. Well, now all these homes have been converted into big apartments, and they like my building holds 5 families. Me and Chris have the front 2. Okay. And then the smaller apartments are all in the back. Mine and Chris's are huge. And the one next to me probably must have 10, 15 families in it. It's that big. And that motherfucker's got a tin roof. And I was chatting with Jenny, who also has a tin roof in the Philippines. And I'll be honest with you, her house is worth about $5,000. In the Philippines, you can build a decent house for about $5,000. And she says, Kenny, you said you didn't have a tin roof. I said, I don't. That's the fucking neighbor's roof blowing off. So the roof just blew off next door. So,
fantastic.
Yeah, her tin roof and my neighbor's tin roofer. Well, actually, it's not a tin roof. It is a tin roof covered porch. And their porch is about as big as most people's homes.
Wow.
Yeah. I knew you'd be impressed.
Wow.
Anything that blows out hard other than Stormy, you got to be impressed with.
You got to be impressed by.
Yeah.
We have got Star Maker Bolin with us today.
Then again, I was with your co-host there at 4 a.m., and that got up to about 62 miles an hour.
Kenny, when I was out in Vegas, I kept seeing all these marks walking around with belts, and they kept wanting the porn stars to take
Wait a minute. For no reason? Walking around the street with championship belts.
They were walking around with championship belts, and they were having the porn stars take pictures with them at the expo.
Did you challenge anybody for the title?
I should have. I thought about challenging them and making them defend, and a couple porn stars told me.
I've been on permanent disability for 12 years, and I ain't seen one of those fucks I couldn't beat yet.
Well, a couple of the porn girls told me that they should have to defend or vacate.
Well, that's yeah. Put them on. Yeah, you got to defend it every 30 days or you lose.
That's right. Well,
I mean, that's been the rule since the NWA days.
Except if you're.
Did you see anybody wandering around with an NWA heavyweight championship?
No, I didn't see anybody wandering
What
around.
What about an AWA or a CWA? Here's a trivia question. Here's a trivia question. Who was the last reigning champion of the CWA heavyweight title?
That's a good question.
The only thing I could think of is maybe the term or the name Otto Wands, or am I completely different? Or am I wrong?
I have no fucking clue what you're talking about.
Otto Wands, the
Jerry
Australian
Lawler
guy.
was the big champion. The CWA title was kind of faded away when Lawler won the AWA title.
Ah.
Yeah, it kind of just faded away. I'm sure Lawler's got it hanging with the Southern Heavyweight title on his mantle
and
somewhere.
The 25 other titles that he.
Do we have live listeners? Do we have call-ins? Do we have questions? We got a chat room. What do we got?
Do we have a chat room?
Got a chat room.
Oh.
Or did Link? Or are they all pissed because Lincoln didn't show up?
Yeah, I think that's
They're
good.
mad because Lincoln didn't make an appearance.
They wanted to talk porn.
They wanted to talk porn.
They wanted to talk
I'll talk porn with them. What do they want to know?
What are you wearing?
Well, here's one. I'll give them a trivia question. Who has the biggest cock in the world?
Jesus.
I do.
Who has the biggest cock in the world? No one knows because I haven't shown mine yet.
What?
But the world's biggest dick is Jimmy Cornette. So.
What? Why are you and Jimmy feuding again?
Oh, you really
Starmaker?
want to know?
Yes, actually, yes.
Because
I
he's
thought you
being
guys
a
were
he's
buddies.
being a
I heard on his
little
show
kid.
he was like, "Yeah, I've talked to Kenny a couple times," and then
Yeah, he's being a 5-year-old little bitch again, taking his little ball and going home, and I'm just fucking done with it.
What did he
Me and Jimmy.
do?
Yeah, y'all got to quit interrupting me, or I'm not going to tell the fucking story.
Hey,
God-
I wasn't. That was
This
Jimmy.
ain't no goddamn Lincoln leased here, son. You pay me some respect. God damn.
Yes, my lord.
All right. So, well, King will be fine. So, my son's the Lord of Louisville, and I'm the King of Kentucky. So, now you got me all distracted. So, what was I talking about?
Cornette.
You're talking
Why
about
you're not
Cornette.
into
Oh, that
Jimmy
piece of shit.
anymore?
So, no, I don't hate him. I actually don't even dislike him. I'm just fed up with him, if you can understand that. Jimmy has bailed on me 3 times, maybe 4, in the last 2 years, all because of either who I work with, who I'm friends with, or who I don't like that he associates with. Every one of our disputes have been based on that. That is what he threw 42 years of friendship away for, because I despised his fucking co-host because he's a lying little sack of shit, piece of shit,
I don't like
named Brian Last Place. So
last in line.
we gave him a bonus last name, Brian Last Place, a.k.a. Houseboy. So Jimmy's new nickname, Houseboy. He ain't got a job. His wife supports him. And he brags about all this money he makes, and he's worked for Sony, and he lives in New York. He studied law at such and such university. Well, we did a little research on the boy, and it turns out that he didn't go to the school he said he went to. We found out where he went. Basically, Chris said his degree is a guarantee for unemployment. Some social sciences degree or something. I don't know what it is. Just some piece of shit
Women's
degree.
studies.
Some piece of shit degree that no one ever gets a job with. It's truly known as the degree of unemployment.
The degree of unemployment.
You're guaranteed never to work if you have this degree. So he claims he lives in New York. He doesn't. We looked him up. He lives in fucking New Jersey because he can't afford to live in New York. And based on the salary he makes, that Cornette says, well, he made X amount of dollars doing our show. I said, well, great. Let me look that up. So we looked it up, and we found out that if Brian Last, the only money he was making is when he makes off Cornette, and we don't know where else the fuck he'd be making any money, he can afford to put 1 tire in a parking garage. Not the whole car, not the frame, not the hood and the trunk, but he could afford to put 1 tire in a parking garage and would still be a little short on being able to pay to park in that parking garage. That's how much money he makes. So that's why he lives in New Jersey. He's funded by his parents, so insiders tell me that are on his show, or were on his show, because they left because he wasn't paying them either. And I only stayed with the boy for about 2 weeks because I realized that he was even a worse piece of shit than I thought he was. He questioned my children on their knowledge of the law, who have actually studied law for 3 years, unlike his uneducated fucking ass. And if it weren't for his wife, who I think, from what I hear, is a successful nurse, the boy wouldn't even be able to feed his children. But he likes to. And have you ever known anybody that claims to be as big a deal as he is, and you can only find one, maybe two pictures of him on the internet?
Oh yeah, I had a
But he
roommate
claims
that
he's
was
this
that
huge
way.
success, and he's done this, and he's done that, and he invented this. He came up with this idea, and he did work for this promotion, and he did that. The only thing he did is that he did commentary on my matches for free in 1997 when I was in Philadelphia. Dennis Corleuzza needed a stooge to do commentary over the film that was being recorded, so they got him and one other stooge, didn't pay him any fucking money, and that was his first introduction to the wrestling business, and he thought he's been somebody ever since. And then Cornette apparently felt sorry for him, and Brian Last was willing to work for him for free for quite some time. And that's what he is. He's a stooge. He's a houseboy, a house bitch. Because his wife makes all the fucking money. He don't make no goddamn money. And he lies about every fucking thing. He talks shit on good people, Jerry Jarrett, Jim Ross, countless others.
He talks shit on Jim Ross? Jim Ross is like a deity.
Russell. He talks shit on Russell. He talks shit on Jim Ross. He talks shit on Jerry Jarrett. He said he turned Jerry Jarrett down for a show. Well, if he did, he's a fucking idiot. Because one of the smartest men ever in fucking professional wrestling, if he wanted to do a show with you, the first thing you do was, well, what do I owe you each week, sir? Is what you would say. But he went on and told everybody. And Jerry Jarrett told me he doesn't even know who the fuck Brian Last is, and he certainly didn't ask him for no fucking job because he can't pay nobody anyway because he ain't got no goddamn money. He's a lying, low-life little piece of shit, and if Cornette wants him, Cornette can shove him up his fucking ass because Jimmy has chose him over me and my family because he's the only stooge that Jimmy can get to fucking work for him, apparently. Jimmy has also gone through talk show host quite a bit.
Oh yeah, he had that woman for a while, and then
once
she
you show you're an
disappeared.
uneducated mark or you're disrespectful to me, you're fucking gone. It's my show. It's called the Bolin Alley. It ain't called the last second. It ain't called the last minute. It was called the Bolin Alley. He claimed I was killing his ratings. Well, that's just the stupidest fucking remark you can ever say. He said that me and my kids were killing the ratings. Well, number one, we was only on 2 weeks. And number two, his people that were there, who have all left since then, said that show had never gotten more buzz than ever when I came aboard. They said that was when they really started getting popular. People were really tuning in. They were finally hearing somebody that wasn't kissing Brian's ass or listening to Brian kiss Jimmy's ass, and that was in 2 weeks. So any audience we would have brought would have been a bonus audience. Are the people of the 609 or the 69 or whatever he calls that fucking podcast, are they going to quit listening to his show because my show is on his network? He's full of fucking dog shit. And to think that they would do it in 2 weeks. He was mad because my kids were way smarter than him, and they verbally
he had a big problem with your kids
destroyed
for
him on the
reason.
show.
I never
And
understood
so
that.
now you get banned on that show if you mention my name. If you even write in, call in, whatever, if you mention my name, you get banned. But guess what they do? They play all my shows I ever did because that's where the fucking money is. I'm 5 of the 6 top-rated shows they ever did. That's straight out of Cornette's mouth. So they don't mind making any fucking money off from me. They just, which they never ever paid me a penny, by the way. They just want to get the money from me from my shows, but they don't want their fans to say, hey, why did you create this rift between Cornette and Bolin? Because now for 2 years we haven't heard any Cornette Bolin shows because of you stupid fuck. So that's why they don't want my name on the show, because he gets called a stupid fuck about every other day.
Yeah, he didn't like your kids at all. Some of the
He didn't like my kids at all. Well, I wouldn't like 2 kids either if they made me look like a fool, a liar, and an idiot on my own show. Well, on my show. But he's the one that wanted me on the network. He's the one that recruited me to come. He's the one that said my kids can be on anytime and I can do whatever I want because it's my show. Ain't nobody going to tell me who and who I can't have on my show. The only agreement I made with him is that I wouldn't have Russo on because I knew how bad Jimmy hated Russo.
You know what's funny?
It's
Lincoln.
probably Lincoln.
Just answer the phone.
Answer the guy. It's probably Lincoln. Hang up.
It is. It's hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Lincoln, how are you, my friend? We tried to call you on Skype.
He's not a friend. He's not a friend.
Earlier.
I mean, Jiggy calls everybody a friend.
I'm so fucking sorry. I'm so fucking sorry.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Well, we tried to call you on Skype, but it wouldn't go through, and I tried to get a hold of you on Twitter, and it wouldn't go through, and I just wasn't sure what was going on.
Who was the name of that guy?
So we went to our next guest, and they weren't there either. So we just...
Whoa, I'm third choice?
We
You're an idiot. You let me hear that. You're a fool.
So, I want to get in trouble.
So
Lincoln starts a fight.
Give me a couple seconds here. I'm gonna put you on hold, and I'll just hold on. I gotta get
You ain't
myself
gonna
out
wrap me up.
I gotta get myself out of a mess here.
That ain't gonna happen. I'll stay on here all fucking night now. Fuck him. Hang up.
Damn it! I didn't.
And then, hey, yeah, you're an idiot. You forgot. I was sitting there listening to every word that was coming out of your lying mouth.
You know what, Jiggy? You're gonna have Kenny
That's the
block
dumbest
me
thing I've ever heard a talk show host do. Well, I got my third choice on right now. My other two wasn't home. Oh my God. Jesus fucking Christ! If the fans still listen to you after the night, they're idiots. You fucked him with Lincoln Least, the missing link, on here crying and telling everybody how sorry he is because he's got fake accounts and nobody can reach him. Fake porn star, whatever the fuck he's claiming to be. Jesus goddamn Christ! Who was your other pick that you didn't tell me about? You lying little sack of
Well,
fuck.
he was supposed to interview me, but whatever.
Yeah, was you the second choice? God damn. And you weren't home. You wouldn't answer his calls.
That's right. He had to get in the car and come home.
My God, that is the most insulting thing that's ever been said to me on a talk show. I hope you're proud of yourself. Well, we got this Bolin guy on. He's like a ninth choice. Couldn't find anybody
He was third string. He was on the bench.
I wish I was third. I have no idea where I am now. Y'all was wearing your fingers out calling people before you got to me.
Tell me you're not going to block me on Facebook. I'm still your
It could
princess.
happen. Just for knowing Jiggy Jaguar, I might block your ass. I know how that game works.
I can't win.
Jaguar ain't even got fingertips. He's got nubs. He dialed so many numbers.
Yes!
I wouldn't know.
All right. Well, I guess I've served my purpose today. I'll go ahead. I wouldn't stay now if you paid me $1,000.
You are fantastic, Kenny. This
well, you
has
could
been
offer me
fun.
the $1,000 and I'll stay. You gonna offer me the grand?
I'm not gonna offer you the grand, sir.
You haven't even donated to my medical fund. You know my medical fund on my Facebook page. I've been looking for your name. Where's your donation at? I know you're rolling in dough over there in Kansas City. You probably make Brian Last money.
Make Brian Last money?
Yeah, you're making that big money like Brian Last makes.
I am.
Well, you can afford a parking garage if you had to.
Oh, Lincoln Lease is called back.
I spend all my money on baby chicks.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Well, we're going to do this.
No, I want to know why you haven't donated to my medical fund. All the free entertainment I've given you, I've saved your show today.
Given us over the
you know
years,
Lincoln's going to ruin the whole thing. He's going to fuck everything up I just did.
Well, we're going to do this. Kenny, thanks for being with us today.
No, you ain't thanking me. I want my donation. When do you donate to my fund?
Donation?
Don't you thank me. You pay me. I saved your ass.
And,
all right. Well, I'll be looking for that donation, and I know about where you live, you asshole. So you better fucking donate.
Last time I know
and if I hear you badmouth me one time to this Lincoln jack off,
we will not.
Be goddamn trouble.
We will not.
And I know he jacks off because he's in the porn business.
Guests.
That's why he's in the porn business, because he can't get real pussy, so he's got to watch it on TV and masturbate. I know what he's doing.
Oh my God.
Same thing Jimmy Cornette does. I know what he's doing.
Well, Bolin, it's been a pleasure.
Now you call me Mr. Bolin, you motherfucker.
It's not Mr. Bolin, it's my Lord Bolin.
My Lord Star Maker Bolin.
Jesus Christ, how rude. How rude.
Thank you, Kenny.
I'd planned on being in here till 5 o'clock. Now I'm leaving 7 minutes early because of you.
Oh, I'm not being here until 5 o'clock.
Oh, you're not going to be there 7 more minutes? What are y'all going to have Lincoln on for?
Oh, well, it's 4 o'clock here.
No, it's
why don't you put Lincoln on for 45 seconds? Tell him how great it was to have him on.
You know, I might do that. might do that.
All right. Well, now that you've triple insulted me, I guess I'll just go away.
Still love you.
I'll be looking at Kenny Bolin at MSN.com for my medical donation. Better
this.
have your goddamn name on it too. So about $500 might take the bad taste out of my mouth of what you've done to me today.
Wow, he's quoting numbers now.
Well, you goddamn right I'm quoting numbers. All the entertainment I've given you over the years, and you ain't paid me dick.
Oh my goodness.
You selfish prick.
I know
So
nothing.
a selfish prick now.
I hear
Goddamn
nothing.
right you are. Now that I'm your third fucking choice, you goddamn right you're a
know
selfish
nothing.
prick.
You know nothing.
I see nothing.
Man, if I were there right now, I'd get up out of my wheelchair and beat the shit out of you.
I want to see that.
With my
I'd-
metal
I'd
cane,
pay
by the
to
way.
see
I'd
that.
fuck you up.
Yes.
In fact, I'm going to donate just so I can see that.
Somebody better donate something. That's all I know. Kenny Bolin at MSN.com. That's my PayPal account. Or you can go to my Facebook page, /StarMakerBolin, and donate. And I'm going to sit here and I'm just going to promote shit so Lincoln can't even get on the goddamn.
I'll promote my
You want to
book,
follow me
too.
on Twitter? That's @StarMakerBolin. At Instagram, I'm Kenny Starmaker because my girlfriend made that account because I didn't know how to do fucking Instagram. So Kenny
Oh, you're on
Starmaker now.
Instagram. I gotta go get on Instagram with Kenny.
Yeah, you got to get on Instagram.
I don't
with
know
me.
if I am.
Does Lincoln have Instagram, or does he just post naked pics of ugly men?
I think he just does
Oh.
that.
Probably. Well, if he posts naked pics of ugly men, I'm sure they're all self-portraits.
Good Lord.
How much more time do I got to talk to just totally bump him off the show?
Oh, you bumped him.
He's gone, huh?
He's
All
gone.
right.
He
Well, I
hung
guess
up.
I'll
He's
leave.
Sit
As long
gone.
as I bumped him, that's all I needed to do.
He's going
Fuck
to block
me.
me on Facebook now.
Thank you, Kenny.
I won't block you if I see a donation. Jiggy, you better donate, son. I know goddamn well you got big money. You better donate.
It's coming. It's coming.
No, the only thing coming is Lincoln.
Ew, 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 ew.
Lincoln's masturbating, hearing my voice, wondering how sexy I am. I know what he's doing.
Now rub it out. Now rub it out.
Kenny
Now rub it
Bolin.
out.
Well, thank you, Kenny.
I said good day.
There he goes.
Oh my
Starmaker Bolin.
goodness.
And
Good times. Good times.
we are going to wrap things up here. Next week, we will be on tape delay because we will tape that show on Tuesday. And we will see you next week. Thanks for joining us. Peace. And I'm out.